If you're somebody when you start something new and it gets challenging, you quit. You hear people all the time saying, trust the process, stick it out. But you don't know how to necessarily trust the process. This video is for you. Welcome back to the Abundant Behavior Podcast. I'm your host, Ali Banks. On my channel, I like to bring faith and business and combine it all on one platform. You know, they say that the biggest gap in the world is between knowing and doing. And the reason a lot of people don't execute simply is because they lack knowledge in certain areas. So what I like to do with my platform is I like to go get entrepreneurs from many walks of life, different endeavors, bring them on my platform, let them tell their story, and hopefully their gems get you to your destination a little bit faster. But today we have another Motivation Monday. And on Motivation Monday, I give you guys a word that can help inspire you throughout the week to help you get closer to your goals. Today's title is Trust the Process. I know in the beginning I said I'm going to show you how to trust the process, but the title is Trust the Process. So what key word in there is trust? Got to have that trust. But if you follow in my platform and you listen to the podcast frequently, you know I always like to define a word in the beginning because they say perspective drives performance. So the way you view something determines how you do something. So I always like to give you guys exactly the perspective I'm taking it from. So I wanted to define the word process because I know a lot of people trust the process. So what is a process actually? What is it? It says a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. Okay, so what stood out to me about that? It says a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. So my question for you would be, what's your end goal? Through this process, what is the end goal that you're looking to get? What do you want to get out of this? And I think that's very important because a lot of times we don't really pinpoint exactly what we want out of something. Maybe it's because you're doing something because somebody told you it pays good. Or maybe somebody told you it was an easy job. You don't really even know why you started it. You just did it just because. You know, you wanted to get a little money. But actually giving yourself goals and actually writing down exactly what you want to see from something, it does something in your brain. What it does is every time you want to give up or fall short, that's just that accountability to yourself. Like, hey, we started this because we trying to get here. And that's what's going to drive you forward. That's what's going to propel you forward in those moments where you want to give up and not trust the process. Ultimately, this is sort of kind of like your why. But the end goal to this process, it may be to get closer to your why. Like for me, I had to go back to work recently. You know, I was doing my content full time. But when you're trying to be a business owner, you need funding, you need money. So I was like, okay, if I want this to go faster, I got to put my pride aside and go back to work. And it was probably one of the hardest things for me to do. Because coming from the Navy, my whole thing to myself was this. Man, I done slaved for 8 years. And I'm not just necessarily saying slaving, but I worked really hard for 8 years. I'm talking about really, really hard. And for people that's vets, people that's active duty, people that did the job I did, y'all already know how it is. So getting out, I told myself, man, I ain't going to never work again. I'm going to use my benefits. I'm going to grow my business, and I'm going to become a millionaire. And that was my plan. And so I trusted God. I was getting better through the process, and I decided to get out. And I'm like, I'm going to make sure I get my benefits. I'm going to go to school, and then I'm going to grow my business. First year came. You know, I'm consistent with the business, wasn't growing. Second year came, wasn't growing. Third year coming around. You know, I've been out since 2022. So I'm like, okay, if you want this to grow, you got to trust the process. So what does that mean? Within this process, it's time for you to go back to work. But I want y'all to pick up on something pivotal and something key that I said in my story. Not once did I say I talked to God about never working again after the Navy. Not once did I ask God, hey, God, when I get out, I don't want to work anymore. I just want to grow X, Y, and Z. Never did I consult it with God. And so when I got back, you know, I've always been close to God. I've been in my word. But I've been back in church since Easter, and that's the most pivotal thing because God was just telling me, hey, man, I see you in your word every day. Look, I see you proclaiming my name even in the public. but I need you to get back into a community. And that community checked me, bro. And it wasn't even the people. It's the spiritual that I had with God. It's like I was in my own way. And I never really consulted with God like, hey, God, like, am I supposed to just be a full-time entrepreneur just yet? Am I ready for that just yet? Does my actions align with full-time entrepreneurs' actions? Never once did I ask God. And then when I got back in church, man, it was just so much spiritual accountability that he was like, Ollie, listen, man, I know what you're doing. I see what you're doing. And I know you're doing it for me. But listen, I need for you to go back to work, humble yourself, learn how to be an employee, and I'm going to make you the best business owner there ever was. And so I was like, all right, cool. I got you, God. I'm going to be obedient. I'm going to trust the process. But when I tell you that first 2 days at work was like, oh, man. Mind you, now that my boss right now is younger than me. So that was also a little humbling. I'm like, God, really? This what we doing? You going to humble me like this? You know what I mean? I never questioned them, not once, but I thought it. You know what I mean? But I was just like, it's a part of the process and you got to trust it. And man, I was going to school I had a Spanish class, and then I had the job opportunity that I had lined up. And I'm like, man, in my head, I'm like, I'm finna just stay in school and be comfortable how I've been rocking it. But when I got into the class, something was tugging on my spirit in this Spanish class. Like I couldn't retain any of the information. I felt like the class was going super fast. I'm like, yo, this not like I can't do. I'm gonna be stressed. Like I can't do this. And so I had already told the guy, like, man, I can't even do the job. It's conflicted with my school schedule. But this is me just being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Doing what's been easy for the past 2 years. And so I called him back like, hey, bro, you know what? I want to go ahead and do that. I want to go ahead and if I still can come work for you, bro. Like, I want to do that. And he said, cool. And it was like a blessing from God because these dudes that's in this organization that I met are some amazing dudes, you know what I'm saying, doing some really great things financially. And God was leading me to this opportunity to get me to the next level of my journey. He was taking me here so I could trust the process. And this was a part of my process. But if I would have never started listening to God's word, getting out of my own way, I would have never, ever went back to work. And so you got to trust the process. Trust it. Define the process. When I define process, it's a series of actions or steps. Actions or steps. What actions or steps are you taking to get to your end goal? These actions and steps, it's not going to look pretty. It's not going to feel good sometimes. It's going to be humbling. You are going to be tired. You are going to be stressed out. But hey, guess what? You also have Jesus Christ. You also have God. They didn't say it was going to be peaches and roses if you trust Jesus Christ. He said he's going to be your peace through the storm. So this journey may not look like roses and daisies and flowers and rainbows and clear skies. It may look like storms, dark nights, lonely nights, stress, anxiety. It might look like that. But through that, God is going to keep you peaceful if you remain focused on him. Focus on your end goal. What are you trying to get out of this? Why are you even doing it? Why are you even doing it? I told myself, man, I want to have one of the biggest clothing brands that people ever seen. Melanated Military going to be on every military store, every retail store. It's going to be a $1 billion brand because God told me that. This podcast, same thing. Come on, man. But God said, hey, man, I need you to go do something for me real quick. I need you to go back to work. Because all these years you've been telling people, I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I don't work, man. I'm done working. I didn't tell you that, bro. I never told you that. Who told you that, Mr. Ollie? No, it wasn't the creator. You told yourself that. And that's why your business hasn't been growing how you want it to, because you never consulted any of that with me, bro. So let's get right. And so I had to get right. I had to trust the process and go back. You know, it might feel like you're going backwards sometimes, but you're not going backwards. You're just trusting the process. The process might feel like you stepping back, but it's only because you just stepping out of your own way. You stepping out of, you can't go your own way. You didn't make this world. Everything that you do on your own is going to confuse you to beyond belief. Some days I'm like, bro, what am I even doing? then I got to remember, what's the end goal? What's the end goal? So I want to talk to you guys about 3 things to focus on during the process. Like I said, I hear you. I hear you, Ollie. You know, I want to trust the process. I hear you. I got my end goal. I know what I'm aiming for, but what can I focus on to keep me focused on trusting the process? So I gave what God put on my mind to tell you 3 things. He said, lean 100% on him. So lean 100% on God. And you know, for me, a lot of times, man, I used to wake up like, man, why I feel like this? Like, come on, man. Every day should feel good. Like, I say, thank you, God. I should feel good every single day, right? And that's what you think. If you lean on your own goodness and your own joy, your own peace, bro, that's only gonna, man, that might last you 2 minutes. And I'm talking 2 minutes for real. I'm not even over exaggerating. Like, it can be a switch, right? But when you know you got the peace and love of God and you can lean on that, you can be strong when you weak. You can be strong when you weak if you lean 100% on him, knowing you don't gotta rely on your own strength and power. Like, remember the last time somebody helped you move something and they kind of was stronger than you? So they did most of the lifting. And you're like, man, I'm glad they was here. That's how God is, man. Let God spot you. Let God spot you, man. Let him be that spot for you while you getting that heavy weight. Let God, you don't gotta let God spot you, man. Let God spot you. Lean on God 100% through the process while you're trusting the process. Number 2, God wanted to tell you guys, get better every day than you were the day previous. He said, get better every day. He wants you to get better, consciously get better every day. Hey, what was you lacking on yesterday? Hey, I want you to try to correct that today. But hey, even if you don't correct that today, I want you to try to do it the next day. Hey, and I want you to try to work at this until you correct it every day. Because when God is showing you what you need to correct, that's him telling you, hey, I need you to, if you're going to try to get to this season, if you're going to try to get to this particular end, my brother, I need you to correct a few things first, because this ending that you want, that's business owner, that's employees under you, that's you paying people millions, that's you running CEO. So, hey, bro, lusting over women and having sex with random women, you got to cut that out, bro. I can't have you doing that. Or you don't want to get over it? All right, well, we're going to try to see how long you can go with not getting over it. Man, whatever. It go on a year or 2, and I'm finally like, all right, God, I see. Let me stop. Let me stop having sex. Let me let you allow you to take this lust out my heart. Take this lust out my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Take lustful spirit. I don't want to see women as just objects no more, God. Like, that's type of conversations that I'm having with God now, because it was my downfall. You got to know your downfall. And if you never want to correct it, you're going to keep falling by that same thing every time. And you're going to be like, bro, why can't I get right? Hey, bro, you know why you can't get right? Listen, when you ignore the devil, he will flee. You have to strengthen that muscle of ignoring the devil. When that temptation pop up, once you got the Holy Spirit, it just pushes off so much, he won't even try to mess with you in that area, because he know, like, man, I don't even want to try him. He too strong. God got him good right there. So let me see where else I can attack him. And his weaknesses, his let me see where else I could attack him in his emotions. Let me see where else I could attack him in his insecurities. That's how he works, bro. But you have to know who we up against. It's not flesh and blood. It's not flesh and blood. So you have to get better every single day. Get better. Get closer to God, man. Correct your bad habits. Correct those mistakes, because the more that you correct, the further you'll go to this destination. But God is not going to let you go without removing these things from you, bro. He's not going to let you go without removing those things from you, sis. He's not going to let you get to that milk and honey, that promised land, unless you remove these things. And if you do get those gifts and promises, it's probably not going to be from God. And it's probably going to do more destruction than it is good. No microwave blessings. Home cooked meal blessings. The ones that take time. The ones that take preparation. Those ones where you add that season. The one where you got the auntie with the arm. Them type of blessings. That type of food. We don't want no ramen noodle blessings. 30-second blessings. That come and go. That's not cherished. That's not valued. So get better every day. God said get better every day. So if you're getting better every day, the process gets fun. The journey gets fun. You're like, man, I'm in a gym now. I mean, I know financially I'm not where I want to be, but man, I look good. I feel good, man. I done started, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is you need to do, man, go ahead and just start doing it to feel good. You see me, I'm smiling right now. I don't even know why, bro. I'm just the gym, being happy, being joyful, not being connected to the wrong people. Man, that turned me up, man. God is great. God is super, super, super great. Hey, man. And then lastly, God wanted me to tell you guys through that process, always refer back to your why. You know, a mentor of mine, Tim Wright, he says, man, if your why doesn't make you cry, then the price of success might be too high, bro. So what does that mean, man? A lot of people, like, bro, whatever you're doing it for, do it for that. But I'm going to tell you one thing. If you're doing it for cars, if you're doing it for money, and if you're doing it just for material objects, man, you're probably going to quit faster than you started. Why? You know, man, I'm grinding. I'm trying to get this new car. I need these new shoes, man. I'm trying to take my girl on a trip. Man, I'm grinding. Soon as it get hard, this you. This y'all. This you, sis. This you, bro. Ah, man, bro. I mean, that car, that's all it's going to be there. I mean, that trip, we could just do that another time. You know, I don't really need them shoes this month. It ain't worth my stress. I don't even want that. Ain't even for me. I don't even know why I tried that. That ain't even for me. Nah, I'm cool off that. All right, but this how it look when your why is something that really means something to you. Like, if your why doesn't make you cry, the price of success might be too high. Man, I got a mother still in the hood, man. You know what I'm saying? My mother adopted my 3 little cousins, man. And they all stay in the house that my mom bought, that I was raised in high school. Now what? Man, I got to get her in a bigger house. I got to get, you know what I'm saying, my little cousins, they got to be straight. My son got to be straight. You know what I mean? And then when you think about that, you like, man, my little cousins, man, they lost their mom. Man, you know what I mean? And so I want to be that vessel. I want to be that light that really gets them. Like, man, your mom was one of my favorite little cousins. You know what I mean? That was when they grew up, your mom was one of my favorite little cousins, man. You know? And so for them, it's whatever. And so I had to get right. Because, man, I had to get right. Because why would I let 10 more years go by and I can't even do nothing for them? My mother not going to be young forever. We going to have to step up. When they in their teens, we going to have to step up. I'm going to need time to step up for my family, to be there for my little cousin's kids. Man, this ain't no joke. This ain't no game, bro. I'm not on, bro. This ain't no joke. This not no game, bro. I'm in it to win it, man. For real. Like, I'm not playing no more. I'm in it to win it. And me and God gonna take it to the top. And you and God can take it to the top as well. But you gotta correct yourself, man. Refer back to your why. Get better every day. God wants to take you to some amazing places, but if you do not overcome the small things that he's trying to take out of your life, you will never get there. And I know a lot of people like, I just don't want to get that up. It was times like that for me. God, I love having sex, man. Why do I got to give it up? I ain't having that much sex. I mean, just a few women. All right, world, bro. Stay broke. All right, Alice. Go ahead, bro. Power of choice. Do what you want to do. The wages of sin is death, my brother. Nah, I'm cool off that. So I had to get right. I got a why that'll make me cry if I talk about it too much. I know y'all heard the tone in my voice switch, man. I'm passionate about my family, man. And I want to be one of them ones for my family. And I'm not playing, man. And so if I got to go back to work, if I got to go pick up trash, if I got to go, man, I don't go clean some feet, whatever I got to do, I'm going to go trust the process because I know God is not leading me astray. He didn't bring me this far to leave me right here. No, sir. No way. No how. Not the God I serve. Come on, man. Y'all got to really believe, man. Get in your word. Come on. Y'all got to be really convicted, really have belief, faith of a mustard seed. And so I just want to end this with the word, man. And I'm going to break that down for you. We're going to go to Romans 12:2. And I know y'all heard it. Don't conform to the ways of the world. But I'm going to read you exactly what the word says. In Romans 12:2. It says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Let me break that down just a little bit for y'all. So it starts off by saying, do not conform. What is conformity? Doing what everybody else is doing. You don't really know why you're doing it. You're just doing it because everybody else does it. Right? So it says, do not conform to the patterns of this world. What are the patterns of this world? I don't know. For you, what pattern of the world are you conforming to? What do you do, and you really don't even know why you do it? You just do it because everybody else do it. If you're doing that in any area of your life, you need to correct it. You need to know, why are you doing everything? Everything needs to have passion, purpose behind it. We're not just out here doing stuff just cause. Come on, man. Do not conform. Don't do what everybody else doing, man. Don't have small faith like everybody else. Believe, man. Do not conform. Don't look at everybody's situation and like, man, I'll never get out of here. I will never get out the hood, bro. That's conforming. You're conforming to the patterns of the world, bro. Everybody stays stuck. Everybody thinks that. Nah, I don't want to think like that. I'm not conforming to that. But it says be, but be. This is a command. But be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So what does I say? God wanted me to tell you guys, get better every day, right? It says renewing of your mind. That's getting better every day. Renewing it. Every day I'm renewing it. Renew, right? And then it says, then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is. Hey, you will never be able to see where God is taking you. You will never be able to see the end if you don't renew your mind and get better every day and not conform. It says you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good and pleasing and perfect will. So I appreciate you guys. I hope this word resonated with everybody that listened. Go ahead and like, subscribe to my channel. Comment down below what you think the best part of this video was. Tell me what you're not going to conform to no more down in the comments. Tell me, drop down in the comments, trust the process if you about to go out and trust the process. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next episode because we only getting better. Thank you.